what's nice about this analysis is that it's kind of lazy because we also have the horizontal resistance right here, and that is confirmed by volume. And where I have my stop loss according to my trailing stops strategy. Shout out to H. Potter for developing that. It's fantastic. Would have kept you in your long from here. Yeah, it would have told you to go long here, and would have kept you in your long all throughout this position. However, obviously, Weiss Trader would have wanted to try to take profit in an aggressive market sell at this area. However, I digress. But yeah, staying above the 55-day period moving average on XRP is looking nice. And I mean, the dip, guys, the dip. This is the dip. This is the BTC dip, all right, about 5 days ago. And it just held up the price. It held the price. We wick down. People buy the dip. It's wicking down. People are buying the dip. And we'll just see if we're getting confirmation. But the volume right there is not an outlier. This is not an outlier. This is not, if we see price move down here below the 55 period moving average on high volume, well, that's a breakdown to me. That's a breakdown, and then we can start, we can't really do a measured movement on this. This doesn't really look like a triangle to me. So it would be very difficult for me to be honest and genuine about doing a measured move. I mean, if I'm drawing the line of best fits, I mean, I don't know what you guys want from me. I don't see it, but if you want something, if you want like a, I mean, it just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't look like one, because then I'd have to take the accumulation period into account right here. And that's just not how triangles work. Now you're just forming a pattern that you want to see. I just don't see it. XRP not in a tradable, repeatable pattern at this point in time. We're just going to have to accept that, guys, and move on with our lives. All right. So keeping up to date with BTC right here. Price struggling to move down. Has coin farm loaded for me? No, coin farm in full revolt. All right, let's go over to our Bitcoin open interest. Now, we don't have the new commitment of traders report, guys. This hasn't changed. Obviously, the retail traders are still in a buy the dip position, where professional traders are still attempting to sell, and our funds are now neutral as well. So this hasn't changed. This will change tomorrow when the new data is released. So as we can see, this is futures report as of 2018, 11/13. All right. So that report was released last Tuesday. So the new report will be coming out tomorrow, and we will be able to see what the sentiment of institutional and professional traders is at that time. Looking at net positions in Bitcoin's future. Let's see right here. So all this data is taken from CME and CBOE. So as we saw last time, we had about, let's see here, net funds about 10, CME and CBOE net small, 2,835 contracts. Okay, that makes sense. Volume in USD, about $2 billion. Okay. Yeah, so not a lot has changed except the fact that funds are still neutral. Okay, so again, this won't update until, I've gone over this earlier in the week, and this won't update until tomorrow. So if we look at, so Bigger not able to help us out super a lot at this point in time. However, we can go over to trading sentiment. This data is taken from Bitfinex, unlike CME and CBOE. All right, and we can see that the bulls continue to be in unprofitable positions. So bull income in USD, they are down. They are significantly down, and bear income has spiked. So when we see bear income spike, we do look for a slight bounce. So if we're looking at price in USD, all right, price in USD being right here, all right, we look, let's see, we look for areas where we see a spike right here, okay, if you guys are following along, we see a spike in bear income, and price reverses. Why? Because now bears are going to cover. So we're looking for another spike in bear income to see a recovery bounce, all right? However, that's still a speculative to me trade. We'll just kind of keep up to this. When I see the signs, I'll click the trigger, guys. Mutual funds Freudian slip. Most likely. Okay. So we'll just take a quick look at Ethereum and back look at Ripple. And then I'll get to the chat, and then we'll get into where we think price is likely to go. And I'll check and see how many people are watching a degenerate BitMEX trader this morning. All right, Ethereum USD on the daily chart. Nothing a lot to say here, guys. Obviously, complete breakdown below the support level that I had at 168. Not a fantastic, beautiful sign. Absolutely below the high volume node as we see here, and that is why I had set that as support. We are now moving into the danger zone of LVN territory. If we go back, what does that mean for price? It means I am seeing, if we continue to move down, our next potential support is at 98.19 all the way down to $100, guys, and below that to $52. That is just where the support lies. Now, again, I want to trade based off sentiment, so those are our long-term things. Now, again, breaking down below this level of support, it would be highly statistically unlikely. And again, we have our lower level of support here, guys. So we actually do have a low. Where did we low there? I think 140, 150. Okay, we did low here at 136. Okay, but this is fairly garbage to me. Okay, because price didn't spend a whole lot of time around this area. We just zoomed up, zoomed down, and reversed strongly off that area. But that was when we were in a completely different market cycle, guys. That was when we were in a fairly permeable market cycle, and you can actually see the rising volume in this area, okay, and then the falling volume, indicating it as a retracement and not an actual reversal in trend. So I'm not really looking for that to hold up. I don't put a lot of weight in that. I think that's pretty much garbage. But yeah, guys, like, so listen, let's just keep things in mind. We are in, just keep that in mind, that if you're trading with a trend, then you're just looking for opportunities to short. If you want to increase the successfulness of your trades, increase the statistical likelihood of your trades to take place. And we can look, if you want to be more speculative and receive more high reward trades, you can look for opportunities to catch a bounce, but your margins are going to be thinner and you're going to have to be more disciplined in your trading. And again, guys, here we see volume confirming a breakdown candle, not a long tail on the daily chart to tell us that we should see any follow through, just as we saw a few days ago. And we're seeing the exact same thing right here. We're seeing volume confirming this bearish movement down, meaning that the bearish movement is likely to continue down until we see some signs of reversal. Moving down to the lower time frames, 12-hour chart, this is exactly the same thing, guys, that we saw right here. We saw this bearish pennant form. We measured the flagpole, got our measured movement down, which brought us right to where we sit right now. Let's be generous and let's measure that flagpole. That's a 17% drop, 37.32. So let's measure from the point of the breakdown and go 37.32. All right, Gabriel, thank you very much for the sub on YouTube, man. Thank you. All right, so moving down here, that would give us a measured move, and I don't put a whole lot of stock in this. However, measured moves do give us some good room to move around. So that's 137.38. So that does put us right back there at our previous low. Okay, but again, this is not your lazy, I'm only going to measure triangles out and give you measured movements. I think, listen, there's a few like well-known TAs that are more about entertainment value than actual technical analysis. Most of them I don't, listen, I give credit where credit's due. There's a couple guys, and they know who they are, who are on YouTube and on, YouTube, I don't think they're on Twitch, who know what they're talking about, and you can actually receive good advice from watching their streams. The rest of these clowns, guys, and again, they'll probably say the same thing about me, but I'd like to look at their trading accounts compared to mine. They're just terrified. They're shit traders, and they're terrified of going back to work. And Adrian Morin, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. They're terrified of going back to work, and they're just going to continue to spew bullshit that is not helpful. Like, for real, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not a negative guy. I don't mean to cast spears and aspersions at people. There are entertaining like TA shows that I've watched, and it's like they're fun to watch. But if you're like serious about this and you have money in the market, you have to like ask yourself, okay, when you're watching these shows, like there's a well-known guy on Twitch. He's very entertaining, but like how profitable is any of his advice? You don't see him trading. Coach Marshall, thanks for the sub on YouTube as well. Doing good today on Monday. Okay, so again, this. Okay, wow. Braden Gariza, also thank you for the sub on YouTube. Okay, got distracted because I got too many subs on YouTube. Where was my train of thought? Okay, again, like there's all different kinds of strategies to trade, but what I try to do, and again, you guys join the Discord if you want a little bit more nuance in the positions that I'm actually taking. But I want to help people not get wrecked. Wrecked support group. Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, Ethereum, again, like this candle is like tempting me and flirting with me to enter into a long position, because it does kind of look, kind of feel, like a reversal candle. And it's like something that you want to enter into onto. You go in your higher time frames, it starts to look more attractive, but I'm not going to fall for it. If I'm wrong and price moves back up, that's fine. But like, let's just go to our hourly chart here on Ethereum. we're still getting resistance from the 8-period moving average, guys. I'm going to play it safe. Like when we are in a when we're in a bullish uptrend, and then I'm looking for reversal candles to the downside, it's way safer to take that trade and get into that extremely profitable position when you're aggressively market buying that dip, that reversal candle, because you're in a strong uptrend and you're assuming that the trend will continue. In this case, we're in a strong downtrend. So conversely, if we go back over here and look at BTC, and again, I said this on the live stream yesterday. Let's look at that. Oh, this is BTC one day. Let's go to BitMEX. Okay, here we can see it a little bit clearer on the 15-minute chart. Again, here's where we're seeing strong volume, all right? We're in a strong downtrend, and we're seeing strong volume at the top near resistance, and we see a ton of buyers pile in, and a reversal candle, and, you know, a strong evening star candle. I mean, you don't get a clear short signal than that, guys. And, you know, I was very clear about my position yesterday during the stream. I said I got wicked out. Oh, shit, I better get back in. Just lovely and beautiful. And so when you're in a strong downtrend, you're looking for that. You're looking for that down here to move you to the upside. Okay, fine, great, beautiful. But just keep in mind it's more risky. Now, they are the types of trades that I like to take, because I can reduce my risk. Wakar, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Because I can reduce my risk. Like, let's say, for example, you enter into a long here. Okay, well, what's your risk-reward ratio, okay, on the 15-minute chart on BitMEX? What is your risk-reward ratio? Where would you potentially place your stop, okay? Well, the only place you could put your stop is right below the low. Now, there's a few things. You know that that's where everybody else has their stop. So if price does move down to that level, it's going to trigger that liquidity, and price is going to move further down, because all the longs, when they get their stop loss hit, have to sell. So all you're going to be doing is triggering in the liquidity to provide like another round of people aggressively market buying. So basically you're missing your opportunity. So unless you aggressively market bot here, I don't see the point in aggressively market buying here, or even, God forbid, putting in a limit order. Good luck getting a limit order filled on BitMEX right now. It's absolutely fucking insane. You're just safer looking for movements back up like this, guys, where you're getting strong bullish candles and long wicks, and using that to add to your short position to the downside. All right. Now, when you get to the area here where price stalls out, you just continue to move your stop down to break even. Okay. So like in this example, say you had aggressively entered into a short right around here because you've seen nothing but rejection from the 21-period moving average here on your 15-minute chart. Okay, fine, cool. So you're using that as your signal to enter into a short. You're entering here. When you get down here, okay, well, you can either take profit, or you can move your stop loss down. You can be moving your stop loss down as profit moves in your favor. You start to see these long, strong bullish candle or bearish candles. You move your stop loss here. You move your stop loss here. You see another opportunity right here. You come back up to your 21-period moving average, but you don't close above it. You see that you actually wick down. Boom, candle closes. That's another opportunity to enter into your short position. So we will continue to monitor this, and I'll wait and look for that reversal candle, guys, because I still am looking for a bounce play at some point, for the love of God, at least back up to 5,200. But again, looking at our higher time frames, it would be it would be highly statistically unlikely to not come back up and at least kiss 5,800, 5,600, 5,700, something as resistance before really moving further down. Now, the more I look at this now, with the sellers coming in again, you just have to reevaluate and be proven wrong, and trade based off of that. Now, again, I'm still strong in what I said yesterday. I'm still looking to add to my spot position in Bitcoin on dips like this. I added to my spot position here. I will probably be adding to my spot position right around this area. Why? Because again, I pointed this out yesterday. What is your maximum downside and what is your maximum upside in Bitcoin? Okay. Now, as a trader, my trading account is separate from what I would consider my spot account or my cold storage account. Okay. I believe in Bitcoin fundamentally, as a financial investment, and also as a tool to enhance mankind's ability to not fucking murder each other anymore. All right. However, you're down, and I talked about this yesterday. If you're a long-term investor in Bitcoin right now, what is your downside potential? Let's pull up the weekly chart so that I can kind of illustrate this a little bit more clearly, just as I did yesterday. So let's pull out a simple risk-to-reward ratio. Let's say you're entering into a long position here, or you're just buying Bitcoin. All right, well, what is your downside potential? Okay, most likely, where's my lowest level of support? Okay, at $2,965, $3,000. Okay, so your downside potential is about 40% from current price. All right, let's get real funky with it and move it down to 50%. Price moves down to 2,500. It could even move lower. Okay, but let's just assume that as your category. Now, what is your upside potential? Okay, well, first thing is price moves back up to 10,000. Okay, that gives you a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And if you're being bullish, then we're looking at returning to an all-time high. Okay, well, that gives you pretty much a 6-to-1, a 5.75-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I mean, just from a risk to reward ratio, it's fucking worth it. Okay, and again, did I recommend hodling throughout the entire decline? No, I did not. If you go back and look at my posts and my charts earlier in the year, 17,000, I was worried. And then 12,000, I was like, if you guys aren't out of the market yet, you need to be out of the market. And you look for a rally, a recovery rally like we saw right here, back to 10,000. Again, we were able to take this opportunity around 1151 to really signal that this is where we're exiting our spot position and we're looking to get back in cheaper. And then once we fell back down to the $6,000 level, now I'm beginning to re-add to my spot position in Bitcoin. You know, it was fun. It was nice. This was all beautiful and cool. And, the trading was fantastic during this run up. But guys, running a business here. All right, so checking in with Ripple, and then we'll get some chat engagement and see what's going on in the community today, guys. All right, yeah, this is starting to look a little bit nicer the more I look at it, guys. Ripple, again, just continuing to hold up there, okay? This little bit of decline does not super bother me. Looking at the 12-hour chart, we're not able to close below the 55-period moving average there either, going down to the 6-hour chart, okay? Look, we wicked down, closed a little bit below it, and now we're trying to close above it. Okay, do we see any kind of divergence whatsoever? No. RSI would have told you to enter. See, RSI goes not oversold. However, you can use your momentum indicator to enhance the accuracy of your Fisher transform. And you see that your RSI would have had you potentially buying here. The Fisher transform gives you a much better entry position right around here when you actually bottom and you get the touch. All right. I like to enter on the touch because there is lag delay in the actual crossover, and that's just because of the way that TradingView paints candles. Okay. It's not actually a deficiency in the Fisher script. All right, so on the 4-hour chart, we seem to be bottoming right above, right around. It's a little bit below, but again, take this with some salt. We're bottoming around the 0 line, which is very nice to me. The RSI only able to dip slightly below the 50% level, now right above, back into that profitable area that we were seeing. And looking at Ripple on the 1-hour chart. All right, on the 1-hour chart, we might be getting a little bit of short-term resistance right here right now. Again, closing above the 55-period moving average and kind of running into some volume trouble right here. Running into some volume trouble. Now, this is an indecision doji. All right, generally this would mean, the confirmation of the movement upwards. But because of the tightness, because of the sellers tightening up, this does not super surprise me. Because of the current market state with Bitcoin, people probably a little bit panicked, scared, wanting to take profits off the table. That's absolutely fine. But long-term positions, as we can see, are on the higher time scale, looking pretty good for Ripple. So we'll see, guys. Again, above the 55-period moving average, above the fast EMAs, looking pretty damn good. All right, so let's take a break. Pause for the cause, and we'll go over to the chat and answer some questions, guys. Now, I probably can't get to them all, but a lot of scrolling up I got to do. Jeez. All right. Light Yagami, how are we doing this morning? Glad to see you. Do I have to be in the app? I just have the tab open. You're asking questions about Discord. I think you are in our Discord. And just, I don't know, just you can DM me or Scott or somebody and we can get you helped out if you're confused about it. Asuya says, XRP boys, Light Yagami shadowing that with XRP to the moon. Real Stogger Rush, what's up, my crypto fam? It's crazy how well XRP is holding up to the moon. Yeah, feel you, man. Hope again you're not late to class. Light Yagami is panicking. We're all gonna die. Nope, we're doing good. We're fine. All right. By the way, I don't have permission to write messages on Discord. I think I found chat, just not your chart. Malicious Light Yagami, you should have permission to post in general and just about everywhere. There are certain channels that are locked for admins and moderators only, and that's because we like to obviously keep the technical analysis from the analysts that are on Team Cracking Crypto separate from random technical analysis. However, there is a technical analysis channel in the Crypto Commons for just, like anybody to post their TA and we can comment on it. Scott is a handsome son of a gun. Let's see here. Will XRP rip BT's face off and wear it around doing a kooky dance? Kabuki dance, I think, would have been the better phraseology there. However, it's in the short term, it's kind of looking like that. That's a buy signal. Malicious Upload, how are we doing this morning in the building? All right, let's see. Got to watch crypto when you're a trader. You love the dip. Yes, you absolutely do. However, this is a little bit of a scarier time. Christogen Debic, thanks for the sub on YouTube, by the way, at the beginning of the show. On what leverage are you trading BTC? Well, I'm not in position on BTC right now. However, I had taken a Bcash 10x short, or excuse me, Bcash 10x long earlier this week, an XRP short 10x, and I took a BTC 3x leverage short. Yellowbox 2018, who is selling BTC and why? Retail traders are selling BTC, and retail traders are buying BTC. Paolo the Coin Koala, Paolo the Coin Koala, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Who is selling BTC and why? Well, lots of people at the moment. That's why the price is going down. Why? Fear. Atomic Stag, can't believe the difference between XRP and XRP and Ether still. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. John Dunn, how are we doing this morning? Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you're doing fantastic over there in the foggy land in the east where the city never sleeps. Yellowbox 2018, could be big buyers who were bullish from 5K to through to 9K. It did look like there was a chance we could move up, but that's clearly not the case any longer. Yes, that is absolutely right, sir. Again, I was buying. Now, again, I just want to clarify that, John, so people aren't like super confused. I'm still adding to my spot position on Bitcoin. I'll be adding to my spot position. I'll be dollar cost averaging all the way down to 1,000 if we happen to go down that far. That's absolutely fine. What am I doing? I said I was going to stop vaping on stream. All right, got to stay true to the discipline. It's just hard when you've been on this long and the throat's starting to get a little dry. We'll take another sip of water and keep this going. John, I am adding to my spot position. But my spot position is a long-term investment, so I'm willing to suffer a little bit more drawdown than I would be comfortable with on my with my trading portfolio, which really keeps the lights on around here. Let's see here. And yeah, there was a, again, we were looking at that for a potential, this is XRP. Again, we got a very short-lived bounce play. It just wasn't what I was expecting. And that's why, like I said, if, I didn't call a strong long in the Discord. Again, I was just looking for opportunities to short. I think, I have to go back and look. But, I tried a few. But yeah, it's just safer to take the trades to the downside right now. And this is exactly what we saw yesterday, guys. This is exactly what we saw yesterday, or not yesterday, excuse me, but earlier. Strong volatile movement down, sideways chop action, forming a bearish pennant. Strong sideways action down, but not like this. All right, so the reaction to this might be a little stronger. It would be more likely that we do see a greater bounce from here. Okay, back up to test resistance before moving further back down. Because of the lack of momentum on the lower time frames. You see there's far more indecision, like there's way more people buying, whereas you see right here, like this is just like mass selling, like all the way down here, and the buying doesn't really start till right here. Getting back to the chat, Atomic Stag, good to see you again. 131 Lenox Avenue, laughing my ass off, can't wait until XRP scam coin is labeled a security. I am actually with you there, buddy. Bitcoin maximalist in the house. Suya, nah, it's not a security. I would be interested in how the SEC handles that, because the SEC has put out clarification that Ether and Bitcoin are not securities because they are sufficiently decentralized, and as we know, Ripple is not decentralized. So I would actually be more inclined to go with 131 Lenox Avenue on this. XRP will most likely be labeled a security, and they will most likely pay their fine, and they will most likely just continue to move on, because as we're seeing, it's a problem for ICOs. It's a problem for ICOs that are based off the Ethereum blockchain, because Ethereum has devalued so much, and actually this is pretty, this is good speculation when we're looking at what is fundamentally moving the market. Well, think of all the, you have to understand that very few SEC cases are actually litigated in open court because the SEC doesn't want to lose, and they generally actually have an interest in not destroying the investments of retail traders. And so when things get dragged into open court, far more people panic sell. There's lots of negative news. It negatively moves price down. And Ethereum, like it's like maybe they're thinking like, damn, cryptocurrency's had it hard enough this year. Like we don't need to be dragging these motherfuckers in open court. So what I really think is that so many of these ICOs are actually in private negotiations with the SEC. And if we look at what AirFox and Paragon have had to do, AirFox and Paragon are fucked. And the reason why they're screwed is because the SEC slapped them with a $250,000 fine. That's not nothing compared to what they raised. However, the worst part is that they're being forced to pay the investors that purchased the ICO back at the price for the fiat value that they purchased the ICO. And you weren't purchasing ICOs with fiat; you were purchasing ICOs with Ethereum. And so that means that at the time of the token sale, they received a significant amount of capital. And however, that capital was in Ethereum. And so they probably significantly have much less money, and that's why the price of Ethereum has been moving down. I think that Ethereum is less coupled to BTC price in that way. I think that BTC price was moving down because of the bear market and institutional investors priming the pump to get in a good opportunity to purchase in. But as far as Ethereum goes, I think the really reason for the strong decline in Ripple's price, the strong decline in Ethereum's price, is because you had all these ICOs selling the Ethereum that they garnered from their token sales, significant amounts of Ethereum for fiat, and now they're going to be using hopefully that fiat to pay off the SEC and to pay back their investors, and this is going to cripple almost all these altcoin ICO shitcoins, and so we're going to see over the next 2 years, we're going to see the space completely shaken out. We're going to see all the fines get paid back. We're going to see, all the fines paid by the companies that are trying to go legit. And then we'll see if they have the money in their coffers to pay back the investors that they're ordered to pay back for. And then after that, if they're still alive and kicking, if they can actually get investors, then again, like I said yesterday and a few days ago, as I've been saying for a while, then we can start to look at these tokens as more legitimate investments, and they become more tradable assets because you have more institutional money stepping into them. At the moment right now, they're just shit coins. They're probably all mostly going to zero, not all of them. There are some good ones out there, but we have to see the ones that are going to comply with the SEC and the ones that are going to pay the fines and the ones that have sold their Ethereum. So let's look at it this way. The ICOs that sold their Ethereum, or the tokens that sold their Ethereum way earlier when Ethereum was close to $1,000, they're going to stay around. Why? Because they have the capital to pay back their investors for the token sale price, pay the SEC fine, and then continue on kicking. The ones that were stupid and hodled their Ethereum down to 200, sub $200 levels, Jesus Christ, they're screwed. They don't have any money. They're not going to be able to get investors. They are completely screwed. So that's why, yeah, most of these crap coin tokens are going to go to zero in the next couple of years, guys. So use this as an opportunity to stack your BTC. And Ripple, I think Ethereum is probably most likely dead. Because of the way that it allowed the ICOs to completely ruin it. We'll see what Vitalik does with Ethereum 2.0. It's a fucking cult over there. But I think them moving to proof of stake, it just doesn't sound good because they're just switching the landscape so much that they're going to lose the base. So we'll just have to see. I mean, Ethereum's like a cult fanboy type thing, honestly, and they have intelligent developers over there, and it's a kind of a good platform, but they've just done so many stupid things by allowing these ICOs to just run rampant and cause them bad press that I just don't know if they're going to be able to come back from that and actually get the institutional money that something like Bitcoin or Ripple could. So we'll see. But XRP, most definitely a security. The difference is that they have the money to go legit. So XRP probably not going anywhere for a while, guys. So he says, let's wait for the decision. Yep. When the CTO himself says it's supposed to gain value, it's not looking good, but yeah, hold those bags, LMAO. 131 Lenox Avenue. I agree with you, but I disagree with your bias toward price action. I think that actually Ripple is probably not going to zero anytime soon because they have the publicity, they have the money, and they have the support. Yellowbox 2018 says, when moon December, sir. December. Year to be announced. Light Yagami, LMAO, haha, ROFL, ahaha, OMG, LOL. Yep, I think you captured it all, man. Do you think BTC will retest 4,900? Yes, I do. Malicious Supplement. Anyway, could you check my chart from the Discord and give an opinion? Yes, I will, sir. Give me, let me pull it up. Is it in general? I'm going to assume it's in general. MB blowing up the chat this morning. JJ850, I do see a request to look at Monero, and I will look at that. Sorry, let me pull up my notepad because I'm going to, I got to stay on point. So uploads chart and XMR for JJ. And then hopefully I get to the more requests. But guys, the earlier you guys get them in, the more I can do. And we're going on about an hour, and we've got an hour left in the show. Okay, so Scott, let me check your DMs. Thank you very much, Scott. Good looking out. Good question. So maybe that actually just cut a whole lot of work for me. You beautiful man, you. So we've got, okay, I answered Adrian Marin's question. Let's go to Braden Gorziza. Says, what are my thoughts on Nano? She was the hype, but almost lost all value. I will look at that, Braden. Nano, and Mark Twain, Haven Protocol. Oh man, Bitcoin Bravado fucked that up, but yeah, I'll take. I'll give you my opinion. Patrick Toussaint, Ada, not looking good. And and Wander Sound Radio asks, can I please chart a scenario for BTC to reach 10K? I can tell you how that will happen, how it would look, but that's not really what I do. I'm not a speculator in that sense. I don't draw paintings. No, I'm not trying to disparage you, but what I mean to say by that is that all this stuff that you're seeing, like Elliott wave guys, you know, where they're like, oh, because of this, like, price is going to do this, and statistically we're likely to move up. Now, actually, like, CVNR0 had a pretty cool, interesting chart of gold, and I respect what he's doing, and I respect the other guys that are doing that, but it's just not what I do, because I don't think it makes sense. Like, it doesn't give you, like, it's just not how I trade. It's not how I think anybody should intelligently trade. Like, if you're gonna, like, say, like, okay, like, I think BTC is going to go to all-time highs, all right, within the next 5 years. So what would be the knowing that I believe that, okay, so why don't I just open up like a long on BTC to 20K, and if price goes down to like 1,000, like, well, whatever, you know what I mean, just make sure my margin's tight and everything like that, I'm not getting liquidated and I'm still in position, because eventually it's going to move back up and I'm going to be in profit, because that's not a smart way to trade. Benny de Kooning, I think, if you're from Deutschland, it's not a smart way to trade. I can make I can make more money, provide more liquidity to the market, and actually better Bitcoin, better the market, by being a market participant, by not sticking myself into a position based on where I think price is going to go over the next 5 years. I just, you know, it's just not the way to do it, guys. And unless you're Warren Buffett, unless you've got $1 billion and your time frame's that long, it's not the right way to approach this market, in my opinion. You know, I take short-term trades, I'll take scalps, I day trade, I swing trade opportunities, but I don't like to be in position for like more than like 3 days. I don't, and that's the way that I'm able to put food on the table and you know, buy my daughter nappies and all the things that she needs. Let me okay, so I want to pull up malicious uploads chart. Actually, hey, malicious, I'll look in general, and if I don't, oh, okay, I see it. Okay, cool. Let me pull that up. Oh my God, you're Elliott waving it up, dude. No, it's cool. Let me think. Oh, okay, ignore the wave count. That is more to illustrate the movement. Let me think here. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, I see you've got the pattern. Let's go see what I think about it. I do want to take a look at your wave count. B, C, D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The ascending wave count looks like hopium, I'm not going to lie, but you are an intelligent man. What do I think about XRP? That fashion. Go down to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so you're tracking this movement. Now, let me just look at that for a second. Okay, so you're having an accumulation period here. Obviously, you have a nice run up and then a retracement. Okay, another run up and then a significant retracement, double bottom test of support, and then you begin your run up. Now, this looks like a retracement because the volume, like if we zoom in, I want to look at the volume. Actually, this actually worries me, because typically we're going to see, I got to minimize Discord. Faith Trader, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Typically during a retracement, we're going to see falling volume. And typically during a reversal, we see increasing volume. And we seem to see actually increasing volume here on XRP, USD, BTC on the 1 hour chart. Okay, now going back to our daily chart, do we see the same thing? Oh, shit. Pull that back. Okay. So we have spike in volume and Yad Bala. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. All right, so again, low volume and accumulation period, high volume moving up. And no, okay, on the daily chart, we do see a slight decrease in volume. And again, we'll see, I need to see that decrease in volume break below that 55 period moving average because it didn't, this was a fake out candle, all right? Because look, volume seems to confirm on the daily chart, volume would have seemed to confirm this as a breakdown. It actually was a reversal. And those can be difficult to determine, and I don't always get them right. Nobody always gets them right because you only know for sure in hindsight. All you can do though is pick your bias and set a tight stop or a loose stop if you want to be risky, and just assume that at the very least you're going to see, and again, at the very least you could have aggressively entered this on a long and just known that you're coming back to at least retest your 55 EMA as resistance before you move further down. And that would have given you a good opportunity to set your, like you could have waited till this candle closed on your daily and entered like here, around here. And you could have set a stop, like, you know, let's say your ATR is right down here. You could have set your stop there. That's probably what I would have done. I probably would have switched to a lower time frame to set a tighter stop because that's just too much drawdown that I'm comfortable with. I mean, that's, what is that? Yeah, that's like 8%. I'm not comfortable with that. And then, you know that if price gets rejected from the 55-day EMA, well, you just cut your losses and take your profit. But this actually was a reversal candle. And we do see the falling volume during the retracement right here, which lets us know it's a retracement. And so we have this movement up. We do have falling volume in the retracement, but we also have falling volume on the move back up. So again, this looks a little iffy, but still XRP price holding up strong, and the longs and shorts haven't really budged. I don't think the longs are in trap positions. I think the longs are in profitable positions, and the shorts are in unprofitable positions. So, and again, daily chart looks really healthy, holding above that 55-day EMA. So again, my tune will change when we move lower. But this is kind of weird, looking at the volume, actually. Kind of a sideways pullback. But I'll go to your 1 hour chart. And I want to make sure that I'm looking at the right thing. So let me pull your chart back up. Sorry, I closed it. My bad. Yep. Sorry, I heard a weird noise. I heard a weird noise. All right, well, getting a little bit of rejection from that 50 right there, from that halfway mark. And actually, I'd like to look at this as a parallel channel so that I can see it the way I really would like to look at it. All right, this. Yeah, I mean, really, you've got to more likely do the line of best fit here. Because I don't think it's genuine to go off that, because you don't have two touches off that trend. Here you do. And again, you just actually have three here, and you just have to do the line of best fit. All right, so let's delete this fib channel. Yeah, so that to me looks more reasonable. And however, I'd actually prefer to tighten this in and not go from the full body wicks and just take the line of best fit, because these don't, I mean, again, you're getting, oh shit, I gotta move this down now too. Yeah, so I'm just trying to take an average of what are important areas, and it doesn't really change our 50% mark here. So as we can see that according to Hagopian's rule, basically on pitchforks and parallel channels, we reverse, we gap through the 50 and we consolidate, and then we reverse in the opposite direction and we move twice as strongly in the opposite direction as we did in the direction that we were moving, which is what happens when you reverse prior to hitting an edge or 50% mark. Now on XRP, Hagopian's rule, well, obviously we just got rejected from the 50, so we're either going to see consolidation here or a movement back down to test. Now, where does that put us? At 48 cents, so that's not major serious here on this, or we see a rally right here and a gap back up. More likely, this kind of is probably looking like a down day for Ripple today right now on the 1 hour chart on the lower time frames. But yeah, I kind of like this, and we'll see if this gets respected. Did you have any... Oh, and I like... Okay, good. I like how you did that. You did, actually. Okay. You were way ahead of me, man. You were way ahead of me. Charting the line of best fit on the tops here, and you're seeing this for what it was, which was a failed breakout, and you see the tumble back down, test lower support, which held, which is a good sign. That lower support held, that's a good sign. So we'll see. I kind of like that channel. I'll actually leave that up. However, on left or right, and we'll just see how that plays out. Cool. I like that addition. Okay. Mutual funds Freudian slip. Hey man, great. Congrats on 300 viewers. Thank you, Light Yagami. Wonder if those bots are light. Okay. MT Coiner, that's why I never quit my day job. I feel you, Crypto Kirby. Marco Antonio desde Honduras. Well, how you doing, man? I do not speak Spanish, but welcome to the stream. You can only do your best. Most people trade based off emotions. Absolutely correct. 131. JJ was, yep. You got that. Continuing to move down. No pump this year. Cool Dip Mishra says. We'll see what happens with Backed. Hey, guys, someone here use Algo Bips to trade? Not that I know of. Crypto Friends, XRP #1 very soon. Let's hope, guys. Let's hope. XRP to the moon. King of the altcoins. To quote Mitre. What's your average ROI per week? So you can check our tracking sheets in the Discord. We're pretty transparent with our gains. James Oliver, thanks for the sub on YouTube. In fact, we had, and I'm pretty transparent, guys, about the trading group. Let me pull up. I'll look over that here in a little bit. 300% ROI last month. If you were able to enter every trade, obviously you're not going to be able to, so your average is going to be somewhere in between that. Last 2 weeks in the trading group have been really crappy for altcoins. I'm not going to lie. Got stopped out on a lot of positions, and the only thing, but we were able to hedge against that actually and be 100% this week if you include our Bcash, XRP, and BTC shorts, or Bcash long, XRP short, and BTC short, XBT short. So it's a pretty good week. It averages out. Never had a red month yet. ROI per weeks. All right. Darshan Chowdhury asks, what do you think about bear? How long will it go? Long as the bear wants to go. Nano oversold? Probably not. I will look though. Fit Coach Marshall, when do you think we'll see an actual attachment of XRP from BTC? It looks like it is in the bend of breaking fee, but it's still dropping with BTC. I think it's going to be very difficult to decouple, because the reason why XRP is going to, the reason why coins, Tim, thanks for the sub on YouTube, the reason why it's going to drop is because people are generally wanting to either hedge if they're retail traders, or if they're more advanced retail traders, which most of them are becoming, and they've migrated to platforms like Deribit or BitMEX. They're selling, they're decreasing positions in altcoins so that they can increase their leveraged positions in Bitcoin. So that's why you see the drop and things move in tandem. Most of crypto is a mess right now. BTC and Bcash are battling it out, and it could get ugly. Scam ICOs are cashing out of their Ethereum. Mining is ruining the environment. It's not even profitable anymore. I agree with you on all of that, except for mining is ruining the environment. I'm a climate change denier. I'm not a climate change denier. Obviously, global climate is changing. I'm a global warming denier. It's not because of mining, and it's not because of burning gas. That's absolute horseshit, and the UN is using that to commit genocide in Africa right now. I have no other word for it. No other word for it. To deny Africa the industrialization to use gas, oil, and coal to allow them to become a first world country is nothing short of genocide and condemning them to poverty. And I'm strongly against that. I feel very, very passionately about that. The UN is a goddamn evil genocidal organization for what they're doing to Africa, for pushing this false narrative of global warming. It's not... It's fucking scary, dude. Now, obviously, the global climate is changing, and we as humans, it's on us to to conserve the environment. I went to college for environmental sustainability. Was my undergraduate degree, and so I feel very strongly about that. But I believe in the free market. So again, I won't digress on this too much. You guys tune into your Crypto Daily News at 8 o'clock, and you can hear me rant about the free market. Bitcoin 88 billion and falling. XRP steady at 20 billion. Bitcoin is bleeding out. Yes, it's been bleeding out all year, dude. Nothing new. XRP is literally the only hope this market has. Listen, guys, XRP is a good financial investment, but if XRP is what crypto has failed because XRP is not decentralized. Do you think we're going to start seeing FOMO for XRP? Most likely. Just discovered this channel. Love what you're doing. Keep it up. Oh, thank you, Pizza Palo. That's why I requested the Ripple logo removal so I can buy a backpack. You mean the Litecoin logo removal? I thought you wanted and XRP is a different asset than Ripple. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So you want you want us to update yeah, okay, I got you. Oh, so we can, yeah, Scott, man, got a backpack sell there, dude. Update that Ripple logo on the logo, and we got a backpack sold. Scott's tired of eating ramen noodles, man. Let's see here. These days, is it worth it to buy ASIC miners for cheap? Well, I was actually talking about this last night with my friend Tex, and he said, I asked him, I was like, because I'd like a miner's perspective on is it a good time to get into mining? And you know, that wasn't the direct question that I asked him, but the feel that I got from him was like, hey guys, the guys who stick through mining right now, it's going to be great for them. And I think that you know, you're wanting to look for cheap opportunities like this when blood is running in the streets. I think we've got a ways to go. I think the blood can run farther. I think there's still a lot more bleed out left to see. I think that but yeah, I think just like I'm starting to snatch up BTC at these discount prices, and I'll continue to snatch them up at discount prices. I think that it would behoove you, if you do want to have a long-term plan to really change your life, to start snapping up ASICs at these lower prices. In fact, he recommended a particular one. And again, I deign to him on all things mining. He knows what he's talking about. Let me scroll up in the Discord a little bit. And what did he say? The L3 Plus? Yeah, the L3 Plus, he said, is a great deal right now. Some good script coins that have been dipping and could pop. So there you go. Arbitrage Watch, thanks for advertising your stuff on here. Bitcoin is centralized in China. That's not correct. That is not correct. BTC became China coin. If USA wants to step forward in a big way, they should get on the XRP train, the pain train. Oh, man. Almost through chat here, guys. I'm getting there. It continues to grow. Continues to grow. Oh, Werner. Hey, how you doing, man? How are you doing? Glad to have the troll back, man. Glad to have the troll. Let's see here. Moving on. Never knew about Bitcoin. That site is amazing. Yeah, it's fantastic. What about Neo? I can add that, I think. I've got about 50 minutes left, and I'm going to have to start getting to these requests. Just check back in with Bitcoin. Pain still not holding up. Pain still not relenting. Pick over on BitMEX. See if we're going to lead the market over here on the market. Yeah, again, still not seeing that volume confirmation of the bottom. So, you know, again, you know, obviously I'm looking in this situation for a high risk trade to the upside, but again, I'm not going to enter it until I see the volume confirm it. I mean, this was a fake out, guys. We have a bull trap right here, and we've got a bull trap right here. Yep, and the bear is significantly pushing us down. The bulls were able to snatch up the dip, break us above 5,050, I believe, for the moment. But they're just not holding it up, guys. And this looks more and more likely. Again, it would be highly statistically unlikely to not come back up and retest 5,800 as resistance, as I've said multiple times now, 5,200 at the very least. And if we do not, that is the bear of bear markets. That is not, I mean, it's fine. It's great for a short position. But it's kind of it's an anomaly, because you can just go back and see that every time we break a significant support level, you know, we go back up to retest it. And that happens across all markets, across all assets. because price likes to move toward liquidity and away from high limit orders. And high limit orders are always going to be on the boundaries. So price likes to move away from high limit orders and toward liquidity. And the liquidity in the market is here and here. And large limit orders are here. But as short positions stack up here and here and here, people attempting to re-enter dips, then liquidity will move further down. So let's see here. Continue with the chat engagement. Okay, no chart. So what will move it to 10K? Backed? Probably not. Backed will probably move it to 5,800 before we continue moving down. When the bottom's in and we get a significant sign of trend reversal, then we begin moving back up to. But first, one thing at a time, one Satoshi at a time, guy. Got to get it back. Got to get back above 6K. And then we got to get back above 7,500, and then above 8,000, and then we start looking at 10,000. I mean, these large psychological numbers. That's not the way the market works. It moves in waves. We move up a little bit, we move down a little bit, we move up a little bit, and that's a bull market. And in a bear market, we move down quite a bit, we move up a little bit, we move down quite a bit, move up a little bit, and then we break down, capitulate, as we're seeing right now. Love you, Werner K. Some of the coins that cost close to $1,000 are still profitable if you use it to mine further coins. I'm in Orlando, and electricity is pretty cheap, so it's still good here. Yeah, so it's dependent on where you're at. All right, yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep up with all this chat, guys. It's pretty insane today. Appreciate everybody tuning in from around the world. All right, so let me get to the requests. I looked at Malicious Upload's chart. I hope that was helpful. JJ wanted me to look at XMR, so I shall do that. All right. Oh, payday. Matthew Ela, thank you for the sub on YouTube, my friend. Hope you're doing good today. Okay, sorry, I had to pop a quick update over to the Discord. Man. Guys, give me 30 seconds. I'm going to hit the be right back screen, and I shall return in about 30 seconds. Ooh, almost forgot to unpause the mic there. Unmute the mic. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for holding in there with me. All right. Duty calls. All right. So what did I say I was going to look at? So we'll look, let me pull up my requests. So we'll look at XMR. We'll look at Nano, Haven Protocol, ADA, and Neo. And then we'll pay the bills. And that will be all for today's show, guys. Keeping an eye on Bitcoin. want to get, we got to go down to the hourly chart here on Coinbase so we can keep a nice eye on this puppy. Again, see, you know, this volume spike at the bottom of a downtrend is, to me, generally a reversal signal, because this is generally where, as you can see, that this is where retails are absolutely piling into their short positions. You see that same thing here on BitMEX, and you can see that the longs are eating it up. Now again, Coin Farm in complete revolt. There we go, finally overloaded. Jeez, let's go look at sentiment real quick. Sentiment still 52% to the downside on shorts. Again, looking over at BitCur, let's refresh the page. I promise I will get to the requests. However, Bitcoin's just so goddamn interesting right now. All right. So again, we're looking for that spike in bear income, okay, where we see a little bit of a turnaround. Okay, so bear income right now, right at this point, was about 4.67 billion, okay? And what do we see? We see a brief pop up in price, all right, from 53.03 to 54.27. So we got a $100 movement there. Now, was that a good place to enter into a long? Again, I've been talking about this. In this downtrend, it's safer to look for positions where you're overbought and enter in or add to your short. Again, maybe it's just the way that I am, but I do like to take trades where I'm able to take a fairly high leveraged movement to the upside. Dark Knight, protecting the city of Gotham from Ethereum and Litecoin. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. Let's see here. So Coin Farm. Looking at our bid wall right now. All right, well, a strong buy wall right here at 50.38. Strong buy. That's a 4.65 buy wall right there. I like that. Looking at the depth chart right now, nothing super crazy, guys. Nothing super crazy. The Bulls and the Bears battling it out pretty fucking hard right now. Looking at the last 30 minutes, we see that the longs stepping in. Dominance in the longs over the last 30 minutes. The last 60 minutes, obviously, it's going to be the shorts. Oh, it's superior to the longs in the last hour. So we do see them attempting to step in and buy up in the last 30 minutes. The strength is not super there to see a long-term bounce at this point in time. I need the long, but again, the longs pile in slightly before. You see a small spike in longs. That's your smartest money. And then retail traders tend to pile in later at the last minute. But again, it's just hard for them to overcome and surmount. But you guys have to remember, like, shorts don't have an infinite amount of capital. All right, looking at this chart, I mean, most shorts are entering right here. Okay, most shorts are panic selling right here, and you can see that confirmed by volume on BTC Coinbase, and you can also see it confirmed by volume here on BitMEX on the smaller time frame. And so we'll see if they are able to, if they're able to continue to push price down past our new low now at 59.25. That was, I believe, if you guys remember from my daily chart, the other area that I talked about before we hit was 4,800. Okay, because we did have this little bit. Actually, I need to zoom this out. And load, baby, load. Okay. Yeah, so looking at volume profile right here, we do see a little bit of a baby reversal from the HV in here. So it makes sense that price does stall a little bit here. Now again, one way that you could have looked at this was like a stop loss hunt into an LVN, but it doesn't look like that. This still just continues to look like more breakdown of the bearish pennant. So we'll see, because every time we've gotten this little baby kickback, which is a natural response, because you do have bots and scalpers that are aggressively market longing here, and here they're looking to take profit. So actually, once they do take profit, then the shorts will probably restock, pile back in. Shorts will also probably be covering around this point, which leads to a little bit of the bounce. But it's just not been impressive lately, guys. So you're just safer. You just wait. You can wait for a trend reversal. Okay, now, to the requests, that's all I'm going to do. Then I'm going to pay the bills, and then we will end our show today, guys. XMR. I'm just going to look at it on Binance. I think that's probably better. Starting off with the daily chart. Let's take a look here. Now, I don't have the most historical data for Binance, but I want to look at it at an exchange with the volume to carry it through. So, you know, actually, let's go look at this puppy on Bitfinex. I think I feel more comfortable with that. BTC plus XMR USD. Get some more market data here. Okay. So let's see where our HVNs are. Okay. And start right here. Horizontal support. Low volume node area in between there. Okay, that's probably what's going to be most mission critical. All right, so looking at Monero right now, well, what do we see? We see that, again, I'm looking at the longer time frame, okay? And we see that in between these two green lines that I've charted out, there is no volume. That means that traders are not interested at buying and selling at these levels. And again, low volume nodes act as train tracks, whereas high volume nodes act as train stations. So price likes to move very quickly through low volume nodes, and it likes to hang out in the train stations, all right? Maybe it's because I have small children, and that's why I like using the analogy. Works for them. My son does like Thomas the Train. Maybe it just sticks for that reason. Now, let's see here. Now, Monero was trying to make a go of it, as were the rest of the cryptocurrencies. We had a nice, okay, look, we have this nice hammer candle on some, it's not outlier volume. So again, this would have been a little bit of a fake out, but you also have to take that into account. Listen, you're at the bottom of support, and you get a reversal candle, and then you get a green candle. So you are expecting some follow through. You're just not sure on how much. But you can take that speculative entry because this is not a breakdown candle. Generally, a breakdown candle is a full-bodied red candle on very high volume, and that's letting you know that, oh shit, we're going to the crap. That's actually what we see over here. This was actually a reversal candle, and you can use volume to confirm that. It's only like twice, maybe not even like the moving average, so it's not super impressive. But the playoff of it was a little bit, and then we were able to have a fake break above that 55 EMA, and then we just consolidated and moved sideways, broke down below. Okay, again, there's your breakdown candle on fairly, again, not super outlier volume. All right, but you clearly see your buying climax right here. You clearly see your buying climax on the reversal candle. Just trying to point out stuff that you guys will help you guys like identify key turning points in the market. Candlesticks confirmed by volume, so horizontal support and resistance, volume. And then you can use your EMAs, that's what I like to do, as guides. Okay, so right now not looking like super great. Obviously broke completely down to the 55-day EMA on the 1 daily chart, and now we are trending down below even our fast EMAs. We have our breakdown. This is not a reversal candle. Why? Because you're not anywhere near the bottom of support and resistance. So we do get this is a breakdown candle to me, confirmed by volume. We get another one here, and again, this looks like it is trying to be a reversal candle, but it's just faking you out, and we just get a very weak bounce, and then an absolute. Now this is a confirmed breakdown candle. This is a confirmed breakdown candle. Now only two possible scenarios can happen. Either the bulls significantly step in to buy this up, and it acts as a stop loss hunt down into an LVN. Less likely. More likely, it is a confirmed breakdown candle, and we zoom fairly quickly through this LVN down to about 56 bucks. There's just no support there, guys. There's no support. This isn't real. Look at this massive run up from $46 up here to above $100 areas. This was resistance. This was support because there was consolidation at this point in time. Where in Monero's price history do you see any consolidation around this region? There's none. There's no support. You just blew right up through it. And what's going to happen on the way back down? You're going to blow right back down through it. So Monero, most likely down to 56. All right. Now, is it going to be, can we get a little bit of a bounce? But it's going to be a fairly quick, maybe. But it's probably going to be a very quick movement down to 56. There's just no volume there, guys. And again, you get what you deserve. All right. When price moves rapidly up through an area and doesn't really return to really hang around in that area for a while, and there was no trading in that area, well, that's what you're going to get on the way back down, guys. It's just the way it tends to work. And then we do got a little bit of support here, but more likely we're going to come back down and consolidate around this HVM between $40 and $50. Looks more likely to me. So we'll just see. We'll watch Monero. On the daily chart, let's look at our oscillators and see if we could have seen this coming anywhere. No divergence there. No divergence there. Looking at RSI. No, not really. RSI completely oversold on the daily chart, but that's fine. It will probably continue to remain oversold for quite a while. Yeah, no divergence there. No. That's weak. I mean, if we look at that, that's kind of pronounced here. Weak. Hidden continuation divergence. But it didn't play out, so therefore not valid. So you want to look for what plays out. And MACD on the 12-hour chart confirming that momentum is repicking back up. Obviously, you don't need that MACD to see that. You can see it. You can see it clearly with the candles. So that's the idea for XMR. Nano. All right, yeah, Nano's one we got stopped out of. Tightened up the stop at 28.75. Looking to exit on another failed breakout attempt. Bullish divergence on the 6-hour. That was like a couple weeks ago, guys. So I do have Nano charted out fairly well. And again, so we were in this period of accumulation, and I had drawn this accumulation box. I was attempting to scrape the bottom, looking for a breakout trade here, guys. And you can see that we're real close to that 55 EMA. And generally, when you're real close to that 55-day EMA, you're either going to break out or get rejection. And we got rejection. And luckily, we were able to get out before the decline, so that was good. Final level of support that I had talked about right here did not hold. It did not hold, and so we moved down. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. And I'll keep that all up there. All right, so this is what I'm talking about with Bitcoin. So if we go back and zoom out on Nano, okay, we can see that. Okay, cool. Trying to get, okay, there we go. So this is the bottom of the HVN, guys, and below here it's fairly weak all the way down, and volume just decreases. All right, now there's a few potential areas where price could get caught right here, like 2060 and weaker 1821, and potentially right here at 2249. But it does not look super good. We broke down out of this slight trend line, completely broke down through it, did not hold whatsoever, and we're now back in the, well, we never left it, but we're in the descending channel that we were in for a while. This is a widening descending channel, which is typically very bearish. So I'm really more expecting a retestment of the lower edge of this channel. Now I put less stock on chart patterns than I do on volume. But you guys can see why this acted as final level of support, because it's nothing but LVN down here. Price does not want to stay here very long. Price wants to be in an HVN or establish an HVN. So again, my bias on altcoins right now is I'm absolutely not, like, in any way, shape, form, touch, see, face, looking to think that like we're gonna get a significant massive reversal in the altcoins. Like we had some brief play. The last few days, some coins like had a nice little tear. Like we traded like Mithril and we made some profit on like ENG. But most things, like, depending on how the traders traded it, like, we're taking like profit at like 1 to 3%. And some people are, I'm telling them, like, just set your stop at break even. I think the only thing we stopped at a loss on was like Ion and MPXS. That one kind of hurt. But that's why we're on BitMEX. I mean, the volatility, you got to go where the volatility is at, man. The profits to be made on BitMEX right now. All right. So yeah, so you get that fake out right here. Get that fake. You see rising volume on a strong movement downwards. And I don't see a strong capitulation candle yet. That would have to be a super strong outlier. You see all the shorts piling in here. But I think there's far more pain left in store for Nano. We'll see. We'll see. But again, I'm not even looking at any, like, and I said this yesterday about like so many, I'm not even like really looking to take trades that are not like super short term, like maybe on the 15 goddamn minute chart. But unless there's super high volatility on the coin and it's moving like rapid percentages, it's just not worth it to me. So Nano, potentially one, 5% in about 4 hours. But I don't know, man. it's a lot for me to keep up with for the trading group. It's a lot for me to keep up with. You got to do one thing that you're really good at, and I really, I know it's hard for some of them that are just like Binance centric, but they've got to migrate over to BitMEX or Deribit, guys. That's where we're at, and it makes it easier for me. That way I can focus on less things. Need to get a good altcoin caller. But yeah, doing a pretty good job doing it on my own so far. Let's see here. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Nano. Haven protocol. I think that's XHV. I don't even think it's on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it is on Bittrex. Haven protocol, and again, like I said, Bitcoin bravado. Was it Bitcoin bravado or was it? I thought it was Bitcoin bravado, but they tried to run that scam on Haven. Haven's been on a nice little bit of a tear. All right, not bad. All right, one day on the Bittrex, so it hasn't been on there very long. Okay, let's take a look. We don't even have a lot of data. Let's about the 12 hour. Or the 6 hour, I think. I'm gonna get some more market data here. All right, so let's load up our VPVR. It's gonna be kind of hard to do some TA on this because it's so new, but I mean, you're in an uptrend, so you give the benefit of the doubt. However, again, here on the 6 hour chart, you can see that the uptrend is respected by the 55 period moving average, and then you break down through it, you come back up and retest it as resistance. Now, this is not super good. Now, you do see declining volume on the retracement, which is telling you that it's not a reversal, it's a retracement. But then you see this retest, all right, where you should continue movement back up since it was a retracement, since it should just be a retracement, right? But then you see rising volume after the rejection from the 55 EMA, and this is natural. Sellers are panic selling. Now look at where the volume is here, guys. You're right at the bottom of your HVN, and you don't really see any support down here, so this level. So this again, and as we can see right here, again, you get what you deserve, guys. Price zoomed right up through here. We didn't see a significant period of consolidation around this region relative to these regions. So price is again most likely to just zoom right back down. So 30, where are we at? 33,777 down to 26,939. So that's going to be about 20% to the downside. Is most likely what I'm seeing, unless we see a capitulation candle, a stop loss hunt down to this region. Okay, then price continue to move up. But the fact that we saw falling volume, which is a sign of a healthy retracement back down to a support level, cool. I'm cool with that. It's a little bit further than I'd like to see, but whatever. And then we see the bulls try to step in, but they get completely rejected from the 55 EMA. Most likely buyers. Let's see here. Where did the buyers buy? Well, we just got to look where the volume is. Like, obviously, we can see that a lot of buyers bought in this region. All right, look where the volume is. Look where the green volume is. A lot of people bought in this region, and then price moved sideways and went against them. So there's trapped buyers in this region. So this is now going to act as strong resistance. And you can see that when another round of buyers stepped in to buy up, the people that bought in here were happy to sell at break even or a slight loss rather than the significant loss. So they use this as an opportunity to exit out of their buy position, and price is naturally retracing because of that. Now, just based off volume, more likely that we touch this area before we move back up, because this does seem, again, falling volume. Traders are hopping on because they see the rejection and they see everybody else selling. Again, traders tend to trade based off what they think. And usually I'm looking to go against that. But this, and again, maybe I'm just biased looking at the altcoin markets right now. Things are more likely to go down rapidly before they move back up. So 618 retracement from the top to the bottom here would put our 618 right in the middle there, right where we kind of retraced right there. It makes kind of sense. Now, will that hold again? Probably not. The volume's not there. It only held once. Will it hold twice? That would be a double bottom. We shall see. So the way you could play this, if you're looking to play this, is, well, God, it kind of sucks, man. Kind of sucks when you're playing altcoins right now. You could try and put a limit order in here. You could try and put a limit order in here at the 786, which if we actually are experiencing a trend reversal right here, would be more likely. Because just because price is likely to gap through this area, and this is the top of your HVN, doesn't mean price is going to stop there. Again, price likes to move in the HVN. So most likely a consolidation around this level would be nice between the 786 and that bottom. Could go as low as the bottom here, guys, though. And we see that period of consolidation before another leg up. So just watch closely. Look for volume to confirm that the bottom is in. And look for a trend reversal on a shorter time frame. Like even on your hourly chart. Even on your hourly chart, you are below your 55 EMA. You had a nice failed breakout right there. If you would have, you could have entered like right here and taken profit when RSI went oversold right here. Double Zero. Thanks for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate it. And yeah, but what's like even on the hourly chart, you're seeing rising volume. Nyal Glenn, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Rising volume during a down move does not signify that this is a retracement. It signifies that this is a trend reversal. Yeah. So that's Haven Protocol. ADA probably still looks like shit. The last time I looked at it, it looked like absolute dog shit. I don't see what has probably changed. Yeah, like, for the love of God, like, can ADA just, like, once, since, what did I say here, like, okay, the first time was back in April, we had a nice little bit of a tear right here, and then it ended in May, and ever since May, it's just been, like, into the crapper, man, into the fucking crapper, dude, like, open up the thing and into the crapper, like, Cardano, they just removed their CEO, and just replaced another one. JGRC, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Yeah, you know, the Cardano Foundation just replaced their CEO. Let me, oh my God, what's the Cardano CEO removed? And that was from a vote from the Cardano. CEO of Cardano, we will overcome Bitcoin and Ethereum in 1 year. Let's see here. Yeah, Charles Hoskinson, I think, if I'm getting this correct. Yeah. No. God damn it. Cardano CEO replaced. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Here's a news article on it. Yeah, Cardano embarks on a new era after Cardano Foundation excess and CEO resignation. No thanks. I don't like pop-ups. So yeah, Michael Parsons was the CEO of the Cardano Foundation, and now he is resigning. And yeah, so that's some pretty negative news. We see the market responding to that. I missed somebody. Ray, thanks for the sub on YouTube, man. Yeah, man. So Cardano looks like absolute shit to me. I don't see any signs that, like, it's gonna reverse, man. Like, it just looks like crap. I never really liked Cardano. It's fucking dog shit, dude. But I digress. On the daily chart, RSI is going to be coming into an oversold position, and we have reversed every single time that's happened. So we could see a nice little, like, bounce move back up to probably get rejected from the 55-day EMA. Where's the volume at? Let's zoom out. Again, we're in that fucking danger zone, dude. Like, well, not all hope is lost, but all hope is lost. So we see that, yeah, we're probably going to have a stop loss hunt down to this LVN area, because we are probably going to get a little bit of a double bottom play here. And this is exactly what we saw on Bitcoin. So a double bottom play, we'll get another, maybe a little baby bitch bounce up to the 55-day EMA here, which would be like a nice little move. Like, that's a nice speculative move. That's like a 16% play to the upside. And then most likely rejection from that 55 period moving average again, and then absolute capitulation down is what looks most likely to me. Yeah, I think Cardano is probably dead. I attempts here, but this is just like dumb retail traders like buying into what they're assured is an uptrend, and price just goes up a little bit and moves sideways and moves against them. Like, it's just fucking you guys over and over again. Sorry to say that. You know, sorry to say. If we get above this 55 period moving average and we're able to start closing above it, okay, that's signifying a trend reversal and that you were smart to start accumulating at these levels. I don't see it. That's not how I trade. I don't get it. I'm not one of those crypto fanatics that accumulates 10x moon coins. I'm accumulating, filling my bags. Like, those are fucking retards. They don't know anything about trading. Don't take your advice from crypto Twitter, guys. It's a cesspool over there, an absolute cesspool. Yeah, so maybe, most likely, potentially. Maybe a little bit more pain here if we see a genuine stop loss hunt. If we're able to close a daily candle below this level where we actually wick down to at 1008, most likely we're not going to see the bounce, and it is just into the crapper, and we'll just like see how things play out. Like, it could always reverse, but it doesn't look super good to me at this point. But I'm probably going to see like a little baby bitch bounce up here to like 191, maybe an 18% play. Probably play it safe and just target your fast EMAs where we just got rejected from. But again, not a trade I want to take. It doesn't look super good to me. Looks like crap. NEO, BTC. Let's look at NEO on Bitfinex, and I'll actually correlate the NEO USD data as well so we can see more markets, more traders, better data. All right. Ding, ding, ding. NEO kind of looks the same way, guys. NEO kind of looks like shit. This does not just look like the chart of Cardano that we just looked at, guys. Like, so here we go. Like, you know, significant downtrend ever since the January capitulation. We have a failed breakout attempt right here where we for once trade above the 55 period moving average, and then just completely right back down, complete rejection and capitulation from it the entire trading period. 20 minutes left in the stream, guys. Got about 19 minutes left to go. and then we just move back down. This looks like a breakdown candle to me. This does not look like a reversal candle. This looks like a genuine breakdown candle. Now, I could be wrong. RSI is oversold, but the RSI has been oversold since this level. Crypto Nico Z or Crypto Nikos, thanks for the sub on YouTube, appreciate it. Now, this could be a reversal candle, but there's only one way we're going to be able to tell. We got to go down into our lower time frames, and do we see a long tail? No, we don't see a long tail. We do see a little bit of falling momentum, but to me that looks like a goddamn follow through. 1 hour chart, we're seeing a little bit of sideways accumulation. What does this look like? We just saw this on BTC the other day. Oh, we've got a down channel. It's not super a pennant. It's not super a pennant. So let's see on the hourly chart if we can break above that. Again, trending below all our fast EMAs, especially during this dip. Not a market I want to be taking a long in. I mean, generally, you want to be buying when there's blood in the streets, but I think there's more blood for altcoins, guys. You know, so what could we get? If we break above this channel, could we get a little baby bounce up to our 55 period moving average? Less likely up that high. More likely we go up to the maybe 21. All right, so that's a 3% play. Where do you set your stop loss? Is it a good risk to reward? In here, you're scraping the bottom. Okay, I can dig that. Here's your target. All right, let's make it worth your while. You're gonna have to set a stop. Let's set it at 2.5. Okay, cool. So your downside's 2%, your upside's 6%. All right, here on your hourly chart. Maybe, could take the trade. Not something I want to take. Again, just don't see it, don't see it, don't see it. Here's where the retail traders pile in. And instead of a movement back up, we do see sideways movement. Now, if we are able to break above this channel, again, this is going to be the reversal candle, and this was your breakdown candle. This is your reversal candle when the shorts are, or excuse me, the sellers are just overextended, and you are going to experience a little bit of a bounce, but it seems like the sellers are keeping the pressure up, and the bulls are just not able to move and get that bounce that we want to see. If we start to move above this 8-period moving average here on the hourly chart, I mean, you could enter with a stop below the channel and try to play that bounce trade. So let's look what that trade would look like. That trade would look like this, okay? That trade would be, but that, again, your trade, you'd have to set a super tight stop, okay, to make it worth your while. All right, now your risk to reward ratio is starting to get worth it. So your upside is 4% and your downside is 1.7, all right? So break above, you know, hourly close above the 8-period moving average, or this channel that I've charted out is how I would play it. Then you take that trade up to 21-period moving average, move your stop up to your 13-period moving average. If you do get that high, maybe take profit. And then if you go higher than that, you've got a couple areas above you. So $11.65 and up here around 12 bucks. So, but again, I'm just, you know, we don't need to take bottom baby bitch trades, like from the bottom to the top. Like we don't need to scrape for that 10%, guys. Like, is it the market that we're in? Is that kind of the only thing that we could probably do? Like, yes, but again, like, why don't you just take yourself on over to Deribit, take yourself on over to BitMEX and open up a position, all right? And trade that way rather than trade these shit coins that are most likely just going to continue to go down. All right. However, we will be undoubtedly still trading these shit coins that probably just continue to go down. But I'm just being real with you, and I will provide those opportunities for the people in the Discord to take those little baby bitch trade bounces if they so desire, because that seems to be what people love. They just love their Binance, and I'm cool with that, guys. I love my Binance too. My Binance. But yeah, man, we'll do it. But yeah, the action, guys, as you know, the action is on BitMEX. All eyes are on BTC, Ethereum, XRP. So that's all I got. I've done the requests, and we will finish today's show with a quick back look at BTC and the big ones. ClickFlix, thanks for the sub on YouTube. Highly appreciated. And so let's go check in with our XBT. All right, again, guys, trying to make a nice college try of flirting with a reversal candle, okay? So we've established a low here, and again, you can take, as I said, like you can take the speculative bounce, okay? But it just seems less likely at this point in time. Now, the sellers do have to get overextended at some point in time. The sellers are probably running out of ammunition, but again, to me, I'm just going to be taking a position like this and using this to add to my short position. And again, if we get a trend reversal and we do actually see that bounce back up to 5,200, like I'd like to see, we've got plenty. Well, 5,200 and 5,800 here. You've got plenty of opportunity to see that, but I just want to keep that in mind, guys. I want to keep in mind we're now strongly below the $5,000 mark at 4,900. So, looking closer and closer. Daniel Kaimkani, thanks for the sub. So we're looking closer and closer, guys, to my price target here of 43.86 as we just continue. I mean, the psychological pressure is going to build in here, guys. I mean, there is much more room for the spot market to go down. Now, the market might move a little bit more wildly because we are seeing a little bit, well, if we zoom into the same time frame, we're seeing the same thing. We're seeing the same thing. We're seeing an attempt at a double bottom. But what happened the last time we saw that, guys? I mean, it's almost identical. Double bottom right here after a strong move down, a little bit of sideways movement, strong movement downward, sideways movement, a little bit movement downward, and now we're seeing this double bottom attempt that we saw right here, guys. So, yeah, don't know what to tell you, man. Short's still in a long position, and I do not see anywhere down here, like nowhere down here, do I see, yeah, the price just continues to move down, guys. I do not see, until I see a massive volume spike and a strong tail. But we already saw that up here, guys, and price just continued to move down. Now the price is like much lower and the shorts have continued to pile in and we see this rising volume. Now we are looking for an area where if we do see that same pattern again, now we can maybe take that speculative bounce trade back up to our 55 EMA, but we haven't really gotten that high. We've seen continual resistance from our 21 period moving average. So you could take that trade, but again, probably just safer at this point in time to look for positions like this to add to your short. You don't want to enter in your short at the bottom. I think that's stupid. So don't rush out. Just wait for a bounce back up because price does not move straight down. It moves zigzaggy. Okay, so wait for a nice zag back up and enter into your short and let it zig back down. Not financial advice. Hashtag. It's the mad ramblings of a man who is successful on BitMEX. So let's see here. Check in with Ethereum and XBT, and I'm out, guys. All right. Rejection from our 8-period moving average here on the 60-minute chart on Bitfinex for Ethereum, and got another little bearish pennant forming. All right. Nasty, guys. Nasty. We had the measured movement from our last bearish pennant. I think that's probably still playing out. Okay, still playing out. So our measured movement from the last one was 35.17. Oh, so 35.17 from the breakout would put us at anywhere around like 140. Okay, and again, I'm not a measured movement guy. I think that's pretty lazy TA, but we're just seeing that play out because we have a move down, a little bit of sideways consolidation, and I'd like to see that continued movement down here for Ethereum. So we can see that if we go over to the daily chart. There we go. Our bucks, guys. Not looking super good. This does look like a breakdown candle to me, not a reversal candle. Looks like a complete breakdown candle of support. Does not look like a stop loss on into an LBN. Could turn around. We'll see how the day closes. If it is a stop loss hunt down into an LVN, then we should see price moving back up. Again, back to test this 55 EMA like we saw. But highly unlikely. Highly unlikely at this point in time. Of course, it's easy to say that. XRP, USD. Again, I think I've made my position on this fairly clear. We've got our nice little range right here, guys. Above 37 cents, you're pretty safe. This does just look like a retracement. This movement here, falling volume, does look like a retracement. Kept supported by that 55 period moving average. So again, a little bit of a down day for XRP. Will probably end in the red today, and then we might have maybe even a couple more days of that. Just a little bit of consolidation, more extensive consolidation along this level, and then we'll just see what happens with our 55 period moving average here on the daily chart. That's going to be my main indicator here for how XRP is moving. Zooming down into the lower time frames, though, we'll also be watching this channel that my good friend Malicious Upload has given us very nicely. It looks kind of fantastic. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I got. I will switch over to the chat for about 3 minutes and see if we got any questions. All right. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining me today. If BTC breaks 5,000, what will the reaction be? Well, we're seeing it right now. Can I get +1 for baby bitch t-shirts in the merch shop? Yes, yes. You should put a Binance referral link in your description. They're in our YouTube. Actually, there is a Binance referral link in the description. I thought there was. If there's not, yeah, definitely could definitely update that because we do have one. It's in our Discord. We also, if you guys want free VPN service, we have a referral link for that as well. If you guys want to do some crypto gambling, which I don't really recommend, but we have a referral link for that as well. Let's see here. Stop what shit, TA. Google Trends is showing new interest in crypto. Good, man. Oh, sorry, Alexis Brack. I will allow that comment. The bot army is real. Turn off your computer for a year, enjoy life for a year, then come back. Most YouTubers are wrong. Yeah, most of us are. All right. Well, chat lit up, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. We've got a pretty exciting day today, guys. The viewership continues to grow. I really appreciate the support, everybody. Scott's going to start spamming those, and let's pay the bills real quick, guys. So if you like what you see, guys, head on over to KrakenCryptocurrency.com. Just point your browsers over there, guys. The most important thing that you want to do is click the blue button, join the community. That's going to bring you to our Discord, and we would love to have you in there. You can post your charts, communicate with other traders, give us your ideas, tell us where you think the market's going. We just like to have fun, guys. We do like giveaways, bounties, free stuff. We've got like coins stacked up. You know, we have fun, guys. So come join us, meme contests, all that, whatever, you know what I mean? While you're here, if you actually want to keep me on the air, appreciate it. Check out the merch store. Scott worked hard on this. Actually, keep Scott from eating ramen. Light Yagami, we have taken your replacing the Ripple logo under advisement and reducing the size of the Litecoin logo. That's up to Scott. He does the graphics, guys. But while you're here, go ahead and pick up something fancy for the woman you love or for that head you love. Of course, you know, hats don't work so well on me. Bald head, but it's getting cold around here. Maybe we should add a beanie to this for the cold weather. That would probably be nice. If you are interested in increasing your trading services, you can check out what we have to offer here in the trading services. I do have to update this again. I know, slightly unprofessional. Website's out of date. Get on Scott's ass for that. 1 month of premium service is $49.99 USD right now. We only accept payment in BTC. You can follow along with our trade setups and ideas and get one-on-one mentorship in the Discord and access to the let's see, blog's a little out of date. You guys have to check the Discord for the new stuff. And as always, if you want to drop us a line, contact at KrakenCryptocurrency.com or fill out the form. Black Friday sale on the premium VIP subscription access. Haven't worked out exactly how I need to do it, but I'm probably going to just go out and say like 20%. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty comfortable with it. Scott's probably going to scream at me after this for saying that. But that discount for veterans and active service members, and yeah. So feel free to DM me or Scott in the Discord. We can get you set up with that. Yeah, guys, fantastic show today. As always, make sure you guys check out Your Crypto Daily News for your evening dose of crypto news and what's going on in the market. Shout out to Red Planet 32 and Johnny Boy Crypto. Make sure you guys check out MMO Coin X42. And yeah, I think that's about all I've got for today, guys. As Crypto Dale would say, make sure to tip your waitress. That's all for me, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. But the day cannot go on infinitely, guys. Be safe out there. Trade safe. Rewind the video if you missed anything. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section down below, as well as death threats. But we don't take to those too well, but we will respond to them occasionally or delete them. Depends on the humorousness of the death threat. All right, we're out of here, guys. You know what time it is. Play that outro.